Hey, what's going on, guys? Felix here from Podcasting Secrets and the Shopify Masters Podcast. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of preparation in order to be consistent with your podcast production. So when I first started my podcast about 5 years ago, I was churning out episode after episode, and about 2 months in, I burnt out real quick. I didn't actually produce an episode for almost 2 months. I almost gave up on the entire podcast. And what I learned was that the issue was that I was super gung-ho about putting out episodes. I was really hopeful, and I was able to make a lot of progress early on. But I was almost like going and producing each episode week by week. So every week was a brand new start, and I would have to come up with a new content idea, find a guest, get them on the podcast, record. It was a very short timeline. And what I realized was that because I'm squeezing down the timeline, I'm doing two things at once. And I've discovered this as a way to be more productive, is that there are two modes of work. One is decision mode, where you make decisions on what to be doing, kind of like high level strategy, high level design, like how you should be approaching things. And there's execution mode. So after you made the decision on what to do, actually going out and do it. I feel like those are two separate things. And if you're doing both at the same time, it's a quick way to burn out. That's exactly what happened to me. So after about a couple months into the podcast, I burnt out and almost gave up on the entire thing. I was able to get some rest in and pick myself back up, but then this time around, I was going to be better at planning. So I would plan ahead. I would get guests ahead. I would record a bunch of podcasts. I have a queue of like 2 months of episodes. So no longer feeling the stress of having to decide what to produce, what kind of episode to put out, and also producing the episode at the same time. I no longer want to do that. I wanted to batch create all of the topics and the episodes and all the things I wanted to talk about ahead of time, and then when it came time to record the episode, I would focus on doing that. So rather than trying to do two things at once, I just focused on either making time to decide and plan out what I was doing, or making time to actually execute what I was doing. So that was a plan, and that's actually what worked and kept me going with the podcast for another 5 years and still going strong today. Over 300, I think we have 335 episodes now to Shopify Masters Podcast. So I realized that, and now that I'm on my mission to almost publish every single day, I'm on a mission to basically go for a full year of one episode every single weekday. It's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work for me to do it. So what I want to do is now I want to spend time to, hey, what's up, Connor? I want to spend time to actually plan out everything I want to do. So I put out this Trello board, basically, that gave me 30 days worth of content. 30 days worth of prompts, right? 30 days worth of prompts, and from there I can actually spend time to plan out the content I'm doing. So when I get on these Facebook Lives like I'm doing right now, I actually know what I'm going to talk about already. So I don't have to spend time, 10 minutes before trying to figure out what I want to talk about and then go out and do it, because again, it's a different mode of work. It's decision mode, design and plan work is one part of your brain, and I think execution mode is a different part of your brain. I almost want to be able to make all decisions ahead of time, and by the time it comes to execute, I am almost brainless. I don't actually have to think about what I'm doing. I just know how to go out and execute. So the more you can separate those tasks, I think the more productive you can be, and that's the way that was worked for me. So if you are on this mission to produce content, whether it be a podcast, a Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube videos, whatever it is, plan out ahead of time. I plan out 30 days, and you want to see my calendar. I have prompts, and it can work for any niche, right? I have prompts like, go on YouTube to find out the top videos and what are the top comments people are asking, what kind of questions they're asking. Answer those in a podcast episode. What are the core questions people are asking? Answer those in a different episode. What are the top podcasters talking about? Give your take and answer that in a different episode. What are your ideal customers, ideal audience? What kind of questions are they asking? Go out and create an episode around that. So these are like prompts I built. So by the time I sit down like this, I know exactly what I'm going to talk about. So I don't have to think about what I'm going to talk about. I just got to get on and do it. So if you want that, just comment below this video, and I'll make sure to send you a direct message with the link to that Trello board. You can repurpose it, you can clone it, and use it for your own purposes. So again, think about setting up time to decide what you're going to do and then time to execute. Try not to do both at the same time. I think there are costs with deciding and executing at the same time. You almost need time in between each thing. And that's how I burnt out the first time with my podcast. Nowadays, I do all the planning ahead of time, so that by the time I get on the call to do a podcast, get on Facebook Live like I am now, to record one of these episodes, I know exactly what I'm going to do already. I don't have to spend time using my brain energy on decisions. I'm using my brain energy instead on getting out here and being super excited about talking to you guys and actually executing and creating the content. So hopefully it helps you out. If you're thinking about starting a podcast and you need help on figuring out what to talk about, comment below. I'll get you my Trello board, which gives you all the different kind of prompts for you to create 30 days worth of episodes, 30 days worth of topics. Or if you want to learn more in depth, make sure to go podcastingsecrets.co to grab the free book, which will teach you how to launch and grow your podcast. It's not even things that I'm teaching. There's certain things that I'm teaching in there, but what's more important to me is getting a wider breadth of coverage, meaning that I got a bunch of different top podcasters from the world to come on and teach their methods or what they did to grow and launch their million download podcast. So check it out at podcastingsecrets.co. Grab the free book. Get on my mailing list because I have a lot of cool different offers, different products coming out to help you launch and grow your podcast. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.